Happy Monday in the 417. You know, words mean things, and we're going to talk about that right after this.
I want to be your disability rep.
Yeah, I guess more and more often we're running into that. You know, somebody says a word, and it's like the old Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. You're using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah.
And you come up on that. Where do you see that in your world?
Well, you know, there's a couple different things that come up on this, and the one that real life examples sometimes we talk about here on the show, and that's what we had last week. But I'll tell you what, you know, you kind of keep in mind what these hearings are. For you, it's an opportunity to go in and try to end up with an income. It's a big deal. It's an event. For the judge, you know, you're one of many people that come through the courtroom today.
And work.
Do what?
It's another day at work.
It is. But, you know, you might be one or two or three that actually comes in with a legitimate claim that isn't trying to pull the wool over the judge. And so here we go. Let me be honest with you. Let me tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. It's refreshing for the judge to know that you're not going to lie. And we use these terms in part to, you know, put a special emphasis on what we're going to say next. But in that setting, it's just a little bit troublesome.
Everything up to that point, you've not been telling me the truth?
That's correct.
Well,
and, you know, that's kind of...
You're not honest with me. If you're having to tell me that you're being honest now,
right?
Why, you know, why would you have to say that?
That's right. This is the big question here that turns you from dishonest to honest all of a sudden in the hearing. Now, I know that's not fair.
Right.
But you know, it does kind of play a part sometimes. And if we kind of pair this with some really basic or simple misunderstandings, I think it makes it even worse. And so, for example, if I said, when was the last time you had an alcoholic drink?
Yeah.
And you say, I don't drink.
Right.
You've never
yeah.
had an alcoholic drink?
Right.
All of a sudden, you're unbelievable.
Correct.
And then you backtrack and you say, well, I have, but it's been years.
Well, that's not what you said.
Well, right. I can't get a straight answer out of you, right? And then you're going to tell me all of a sudden that I'm not going to lie to you, or I'm going to be honest with you, or I'm going to... It just kind of compounds things.
When realistically those words are like just artifacts of speech. You know, those are things that we say to really emphasize the truthfulness of our statement, not to de-emphasize the truthfulness of prior statements.
Yeah, we all understand it.
It's weird how it comes out in context sometimes like that, but
yeah. And the thing with, you know, the drinking, for example, I mean, most of the time, unless you're a super heavy drinker, it doesn't really matter when the last time you had a drink was. And so we've taken a question that opened up kind of this ambiguity in your testimony. We took a question that didn't matter to open that door.
Yeah. And
it's just kind of unfortunate that it happens a lot of times.
Well, it kind of harks back to the old no-win question. When did you stop beating your wife?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, well, never. It's like, so you're still beating her. Yes, it's just that whole scenario.
So, you know, we see other things, too, in the hearing. People oftentimes will come in, things are really bad for them, and they'll say, I hurt all over. Okay, you hurt all over?
Your hair hurts?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, your ears hurt, and then all of a sudden we got, you know, some judges will bear down and say, no, wait a minute, you hurt all over? Yeah. And then, you know, clients, unfortunately, a lot of times don't recognize what's going on and say, yeah, I hurt all over. And you just look unbelievable.
Yeah, we've got to be a little more intentional and specific about the words we use and what we mean when we say them.
That's right. I can't do anything. That's another one. I can't do nothing. That's the one that really, you know, comes up. But we'll hear that pretty often, you know, I can't do anything. You can't do anything at all? I mean, you walked into the hearing, you drove here today, you know, you obviously can do some things.
Eat, breathe.
Right.
You know, yeah.
And, you know, I think what people have really got to kind of understand is the takeaway is that a lot of people come into these hearings and they're trying to pull the wool over the judge. They're not going to shoot them straight. They're trying to obtain a benefit they may not be eligible for. Now, that's not the norm, but there are, this element is out there.
Sure.
And unfortunately, when you come in and you kind of use these hot button things by saying, I can't do anything, I hurt all over, and I'm going to tell you the truth.
Well, it feels like
works to
just
the
a lazy
disadvantage.
way to be non-specific, which is an artificer's route. Whereas if you have a legitimate complaint, you can make a specific statement about what's actually happening, and you should probably do that.
You're the expert on how you feel and what's going on.
Yeah.
And so we should be able to expect expert testimony.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a simple thing. I understand, guys, but having said that, it is something that comes up. It does hurt you, and if unfortunately you have one of these small missteps or small misunderstandings in the hearing, it really draws a light to your credibility.
Yep.
Or lack thereof.
I get that. If you have more questions, be sure to check in with Roy. His number's on the screen, 417-812-6698, or you can scan that QR code. If you can get your phone up there, it'll pop a link open your camera on your phone. You may have to zoom in, point it on that QR code. It'll pop up a little link, tap it, it'll open it up on your phone. Visit his website, find out more information.
Set an appointment there as well.
All right, we'll see you next week.
I want to be your disability rep.